Good morning and welcome to the beautiful Vic Yards. I have the great privilege today of interviewing Prof Hlati. For those who don't know, Prof Hlati is an African traditional practitioner, and we are celebrating as the homeopaths with our African traditional practitioners, brothers and sisters, in this very important week of World, or at least African Traditional Awareness Week. Prof Hlati, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Good morning or good afternoon or whatever
Wherever
time
you are in the world.
listening to you in the world. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much for having me in your show. I really appreciate to come and share my experience and my knowledge
It's
with you.
wonderful.
It's a great privilege. Thank you.
Now, Prof Hlati, tell me, how many years have you been practicing as an African traditional practitioner?
Since 1982.
82.
1982.
Wow.
I think some of the viewers, they were not born
yet.
there.
Prof Hlati, I wasn't born yet. I was born in 84, so
Okay.
for longer than I've been alive.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
So 1982, that's when I graduated to become a traditional practitioner. So I spent 4 years in training.
Wow.
That's why I have a massive experience and a knowledge
So it's
in
42
using herbs.
years.
Yes, 42 years in this
Wow.
practice.
And when did you get the calling for this sacred calling?
Well, to me, it's something very interesting. I was staying with my grandma. My grandma, she was a powerful traditional practitioner, but she was a blind because she refused to go for training. Not her refusing, but the father and the family say no, they did not want her to go to train to become a traditional healer. So the ancestors punished my grandma, so she became blind. But she went for training when she was blind. She graduated and she became a very powerful traditional practitioner. And my sister, my father and my mother said they wanted my sister to go and stay with my grandma. And my sister, she said, oh, my grandma, she will send me left and right to go and dig herbs, etc. So she refused.
Yes.
I said, no, I'll go and stay with her. Remember, I was born in Mozambique in 1951, in a very remote area, in Shibutu area, in my village. So I said to my parents, I'll go and stay with my grandma. So I went there, I stayed with her. I used to cook for her, doing everything, helping clients. By then, we used to work to help people without transport. Like I'm saying, I was born in a very, very remote area.
Wow.
So as time goes by, she became sick. And so when she became sick, she called me. My African name, I'm Mbai. She called me, she said, Mbai, my grandson, I'm going to die. I want you to look after everything that is in this small rendezvous. But because I was a young person, I did not understand what she was meaning. The second time she said I must go and call my parents because she's going to die. I went there. I told them, my father and my mom, they said, your grandma, she said this some time ago. And then we slept in that small rendezvous. In the morning, she was gone.
Wow.
So when I woke up, I made a porridge like I used to do. And then I wake her up. Grandma, here's your porridge. She could not talk. She could not answer me. Then I had to run to another village to say, my grandma, she is not responding. And then they came, they said, no, she is gone. So that's when I said, it means I must take over what she left.
Wow.
But as a young man, I did not do it immediately. I came to South Africa. Like I say, I was born in Mozambique. I came to South Africa with my father. I started working in a mine in Velkom. Then I forgot about everything that she gave
So you actually didn't take it up straight away?
No.
It took some time.
So when I came here, I started to play music with the William and the Young Five and Juluk and Harare, etc. I forgot about what my grandma said. Then I became sick, very sick.
Oh, wow.
Because the stuff that I left there, they started to be rotten. Then my grandma, she punished me for that. I became sick. They tried everything, they could not help me. Until I went to a
So would you have gone to Western medicine, or did you try African traditional medicine at that time when you became sick?
That time, Western medicine.
Western medicine.
Yes, and then it seriously became sick. No one could help me until a young graduate, traditional practitioner, the spirit came up and then she said, you must go back. You are a very strong traditional practitioner. The punishment, no one can cure you. You must go back and take what your grandma left for you. So I went back to Mozambique. That's where I started to go for training. Then I graduated and then I started to do a research. I went to West and Central Africa. I went to University of Amsterdam doing traditional medicine research.
Wow,
I went
that's
to
incredible.
Germany doing traditional medicine research. I did a lot of research. After that, because I wanted to understand why my grandmother, she was powerful.
Mm.
She was using these herbs. I must do better. I cannot remain in this small rendezvous. Let me do something extraordinary. Then, when I started doing research, the media started to ask a traditional practitioner, traditional healer doing research on traditional medicine. What is this for? For example, when I ask for support or a donation to go to Germany, university there to study, they say, no, traditional healer must not go to study because you got indigenous knowledge, you know.
Yes.
I
That
said
was passed
indigenous,
down, hey? So
yes,
that would have been your knowledge, really the foundation of it would have been passed down from your grandmother.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And then I went, after I've done a research, that's when I started to say, oh, I must develop the better way on traditional practitioners. We cannot remain at the same level as our grandparents. We must move from this
Exactly.
place to
Yes.
move with the time.
Yes.
We cannot remain there all the time. Let's move with the time so that we can work with the different people who they are also involved in herbs or traditional medicine.
It's interesting that you say that, Prof. My interest was piqued in African traditional medicine about 2-3 years ago when I read a study that showed that what the traditional healers have been saying for centuries about particular herbs, now with modern science, we are able to prove that those constituents exist in those herbs and have those effects. It's
Correct.
phenomenal to actually think that the forefathers and the ancestors have actually were able to get that knowledge just purely by using the plants, by observation, by treating people. And only now we're able to sit and look back and say, actually, there is truth
It's
to what
truth
the
on this,
African
yeah.
traditional doctors are
Yeah.
saying about these particular herbs, that they do have these effects. So it's so interesting that you say that.
You
And tell
know,
me, in your practice, what type of conditions, what is common for an African traditional practitioner to treat? What is...
well, in my practice, like my grandma, she used to treat infertility problems, people with epilepsy, etc. But when I did the research, I did more than that. That's why in my practice, in a daily basis, you'll see people coming with a different men's problem, womb problem, etc., infertility, miscarriage, fallopian tube problems, which people, they went for operation several times.
Yes.
But with the herbs that I do dispense for them, they became successfully. So I'm proud really to say to the viewers that what I've done amazing job. That's why after research, I started to say, let me have practice. Let me go to,
Wonderful.
I have about 14 practices in
What?
yes, 14
How do we
practices.
split you up into
Well,
14?
I have my program
Yes.
another day. I'm in Pumalang and Nelspruit in Johannesburg.
So have you been involved in teaching?
Yes, of course, of course.
Wonderful.
And you know, the good thing that I decided to do, I said, before I leave this world, I must build a University of African Medicine.
Wow.
The University of African Medicine is up now. It's about 95% complete.
Wonderful.
And I would like to invite you guys.
Oh, with pleasure. We would love
because
to.
we will celebrate on the 31st of August, we'll celebrate Traditional Medicine Day.
Yes.
So I would like you guys to come and see yourself the
Yes.
building and see yourself
Absolutely.
the university. And
where is it based?
It's in Limpopo. It's in
Fantastic.
Limpopo. Yeah, I asked Prof Mohammed to give you invitation.
With pleasure.
So
We'd love that.
That would be perfect.
And we'll take you to Limpopo to go and check it out as well.
Of course, yeah. I was invited in Brazil because of my vision of that University of African Medicine.
It's interesting with traveling very little over the last 2 to 3 years. It's been amazing to see the indigenous systems of medicine in each country.
Yeah.
And it's so important for us to preserve what we have here.
Yes, put together.
This is really, really important, and we have to pass down to future generations. There has to be continuity, and we have to keep it going. We have to keep the awareness alive, and we have to now start to destigmatize.
Of course, because what happened now, in that university, we have a library. I have about 200 and something books that talks about herbs. Books from Germany, books from China, books from India.
Absolutely.
That the people will come and read and understand. We have a nursery see a beautiful nursery where we have indigenous plants. Plant that you cannot get anywhere.
Wow.
Because some of us African people, we don't respect the forest. People, they just go and burn. They just go. So in that university, we have a nursery where we preserve, we protect indigenous plants. Yeah.
And that's important. It's an important point. Is that we in South Africa have our own medicines.
Yes.
But we are going all over the world and importing herbal medicines to Africa. Why, when we have our own?
And you import those herbs without the knowledge.
Yes,
you don't know
no
what to mix them. You know,
absolutely.
I was on other show when I told the presenter to say it's unfortunately that, you know, here in South Africa, you found us as African. We cannot have our own shop where we can have our traditional medicine that we understand. When the client come, who can explain this herb is for this and that. And now in our days now, you find anyone who does not understand the herbs, open a multi shop, just sell. He does not care.
They have no understanding of them.
Just sell. You will see what happened there when you get there, which is unfortunately. We need
absolutely.
We need to educate our people, so especially young people. We are going to have a campaign in Limpopo, in Mpumalanga, to go to the different high school. We teach children. I adopted one of the schools in Limpopo, in Malamulele, where I planted herbs so that I teach children, young ones.
Yes, so start from young.
Yes,
absolutely.
I told them that you girls, if you start having period pain, this is the plant.
This is the one that you use.
Just take these leaves, chew it, then the period pains are gone.
I'll tell you a funny story. My son had a headache, and we try and avoid anything chemical unless it's absolutely necessary. He goes outside and he was picking some rosemary, and I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm making a tea for my headache." And I thought, then I'm doing a good job.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So, Prof, I mean, with 42 years of experience, 14 practices, what would you say is the biggest misconception about African traditional medicine that you have encountered?
It's what happened, that the colonialism, you know, taught people not to believe in African medicine, not to believe in traditional healers, not to believe in anything that is connected with herbs. So Christianity, it's one of the problems that we are having seriously, because people, they tell people they must not go to this and they must just only come to church. But people have their different belief. You must understand, all of us, we have our own ancestors, and our own ancestors, they guide us what to do. When you have those dreams, follow those dreams. What I do now, after mixing herbs through laboratory, and I dispense those herbs, I started to see now Christian priests, everybody coming to my assistance. Muslim,
Judaism, everyone. It's for everyone.
Because it's for life.
Yes,
it's nothing wrong to drink herbs. Because it's for life.
Yes,
you know, when God created everything, He created plant. And I say people must use those plants to heal themselves. Now someone comes and tell me that people must not use plant.
That's where medicine came from.
That's where it comes from.
That's where medicine
without
came
chemicals,
from. Yes,
without chemicals, without side effect, etc. In herbs, you cannot drink any herb that it will make you dizzy. You drink those herbs to heal yourself. You will never get dizzy, because those herbs, they concentrate only on your problem. So,
Prof, I could talk to you for hours. Thank you so much.
For weeks
and weeks and hours. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us to sort of learn more about African traditional medicine and finding a way that we can start to work together and collaborate, not just for us as practitioners, but for the patient, for the public who chooses African traditional medicine and who chooses homeopathy as their healthcare. So thank you so much.
I'm happy. I'm going to work with you. And as I'm saying, you officially invited to be with us there. And then we will have one day that we will sit down and discuss.
Absolutely.
Let's thoroughly, so that we can bring traditional practitioners together. They must not ignore homeopathy.
Yes, and we'll take them with us to Limpopo.
Of course.
Let's do that.
Let's do
Thanks,
that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.